أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. ما يهد الله فلا مضل له وما يضلل فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Allah Ta'ala also says in the Quran, وقال الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلق من ناس واحدة وخلق من زوجها وبثها منهم رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تسألون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلحكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. That is, all praises are due to Allah. We seek His help and His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the evil of our own souls and from our own bad deeds. Whomsoever Allah Ta'ala guides will never be led astray, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide aright. I openly testify and bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of the Anbiya, he is the seal of the Rasuls, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal for his choicest blessings forever to be upon our beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, وَقَالْ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي هَادَنَا لِهَذَا. All praises and thanks be to Allah who has guided us to this. And never could we have been guided, or if Allah had not guided us to this, surely we would not have been among the guided. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us for forgetting that. Because it is Allah Ta'ala has invited us to this deen of Islam, and it is Allah Ta'ala's rahmah that is constantly on us every day of our lives. And little thanks do we give to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah also goes on to say in the Quran, O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who created you from a single person, and from him his mate, and from them both scattered many men and women. Reverence the womb that bore you. But before Allah Ta'ala tells us to reverence the womb that bore us, Allah Ta'ala says, وَاتَّقُوا wa fear Allah. Reverence the wombs that bore you. And remember that Allah Ta'ala is a watcher over you. O you who believe, keep your duty to Allah and fear Him, and always speak a word to the right. He will direct you to righteous good deeds, and will forgive all of us our sins, inshaAllah Ta'ala. And whomsoever obeys Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has truly achieved the highest achievement. My respected elders, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We ask Allah Ta'ala to forgive us our shortcomings and our sins, and have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter. We ask Allah Ta'ala to write us down with those who believe in Him and seek His love, and love the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala forgive the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and may Allah Ta'ala forgive us all. Amma ba'd. Dear beloved Muslims, we want to, since we are in the season of Hajj again, we want to finish what we started last week. And we were speaking about the significance of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and we also spoke on the fact that Eid al-Adha is the greatest of the two Eids. But the significance of the story is always, I won't say watered down, but it's not emphasized in the sense that there is so much to the story from, and what we spoke about last week when Ibrahim came into, as a youth, came into the oneness or tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and established taqwa, and believing and being conscious of that oneness of Allah Ta'ala. Also, as you read the story, there was a dialogue. And some of the ulama says that dialogue that he had with his father was also the proper way to give dawah. Because in that dialogue with his father, he invited his father to come to the tawheed, or the oneness of Allah Ta'ala, and not associate any partners with him. He asked his father certain questions, and he's challenged his father's intellect to put down the statue that you have made with your own hands. But that dialogue speaks to, as we said, and how a person is supposed to invite someone to the deen of Allah Ta'ala, but also how we are supposed to interact with people that are not of our faith. It goes on, and it speaks about Ibrahim going into Egypt with Sarah and how they was challenged by the Aziz. Then it takes us into a part of why Eid al-Adha is so significant for us. We know in the story that the Prophet Ibrahim ﷺ was of old age by this particular time, when him and Sarah had went through all of these other things, and his first wife, and he wanted a son. Some of the ulama says he was 86 at the time, some say 88, some says 90, and Allah knows best. So, how did this come about? When he was in Egypt, him and Sarah was in Egypt, the king tried to get with his wife. And every time he tried to reach for her, Allah stiffened his hand where he couldn't move it. So he tried it a couple of times, and he called to his servants and he said, look, get this woman up out of here. You know, you didn't bring me a woman, you brought me a shaitan. Because he didn't understand that he was dealing with a righteous woman. This also has implications of women touching the hands of men, or men touching the hands of women that is not of your family or your wife. But that's another story too. So when Ibrahim and Sarah left, the king, for whatever reason, gave them a whole bunch of gifts, money, and gave him Hajar, the mother of Ishmael. And Sarah gave the servant Hajar to him as his wife so he can have a child. So now the story goes on, and this is the first part that we want to emphasize. After Ishmael was born, Ibrahim was commanded by Allah Ta'ala to take Hagar or Hajar to the land where we now go make Hajj, and leave her and this infant child there. Now, if you're looking at just that on the surface, here you got a husband and a wife and a child, and he's commanded by Allah to take his family to a place that's desolate and leave them. So now, you can imagine those of us that's married, if we was trying to take our wives somewhere that was desolate. We get heck when we don't have certain things in the house, but that's another story. So it goes on. Allah commanded the Prophet Ibrahim ﷺ to leave his second wife Hajar and their newly born son Ishmael alone in an uninhabited barren valley. So Ibrahim asked his wife Hajar to prepare for a long journey. They walked through the cultivated land, desert, and mountains until they reached the desert, which is now called Arabia, the Arabian Peninsula, and came to the valley, having no fruit, no trees, no food, no water. Now, y'all know, those of us that's married, we couldn't do no stuff like that. So it is reported by Ibn Abbas in this story that Ibrahim brought Hajar and her son Ishmael while she was suckling him. So he was still small. He was before the age of 2. And Allah knows best. And placed them near the Kaaba under the tree, which is now the spot of Zamzam. During those days, there was nobody in Mecca, nor was there any water. So when Ibrahim went to leave her, the sister got up and said, hey, what are you doing? You leaving me here with just this one pouch of water and some dates? What are you doing? So Ibrahim never looked back, alayhi salatu wasalam. He just kept walking forward. Now, look at that's the first sacrifice. That is the first part of the sacrifice. The last question that his wife asked him, did Allah command you to leave me here? He turned around and said, yes. So she said, for surely Allah will not leave me unattended to. In other words, Allah Ta'ala will provide for her. Right? That's 2 sacrifices. That's the man leaving his wife and his child totally for the pleasure of Allah and to the comfort and the security of Allah Azza wa Jalla. That takes a lot. The lights get cut off in our house, we in trouble. Brother, you ain't paid a bill? Well, I'm going to get the money. You know, Allah won't provide. I don't want to hear that. Where the money? Now, look at the sacrifice of Hajj. She had to stay there, depending on her Lord. Now, she was a human being, so now her milk is drying up because she's not replenishing herself. The dates done ran out, right? So now she's panicking. She's running back and forth, trying to find some sustenance. So she runs to Mount Safra, back to Marwa, 7 times, right? She's running back and forth. This is why we make do the fast walk between Safra and Marwa, right? But every time that she got to the mount on each one, she would look down and see if Ishmael was all right. Eventually, an angel, she heard the Malaika come to her and basically tell her not to worry. When she came down off the mountain, some of the story says that Ishmael alayhi salatu salam was kicking his heels in the dirt until the water sprang forth. In another story, it says that the Malaika that approached her was digging in the ground until the water came up. Now, check this out. The reason why Zamzam doesn't flow everywhere, it is reported that by the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when she came down and she seen the water gushing up, she established almost like a bowl, so the water wouldn't run over. Right? The Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said if she did not do that, Zamzam would flow throughout the earth. Subhanallah bihamdi. That is the second sacrifice. Ibrahim doing the first one, Hajar doing the second one. Right? Now, we don't have time to go through this whole, but this is a beautiful story because this tells us how we are supposed to be dependent on Allah Azza wa Jal, how we are supposed to be established Tawheed, how we are supposed to establish God consciousness, how we are supposed to establish Taqwa. This is what this story is about. And be willing to sacrifice anything that we may have to move forward in the path of Allah, because nothing we have belongs to us in the first place. And that is proven by Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam leaving Hajar and his son in the desert and depending on Allah. Okay. When Ibrahim or Ishmael alayhi salatu salam became of age, right? Because, and then check this out, Ibrahim never seen his wife again after he left her there. She died. She returned to Allah. He never seen her again. That's a serious sacrifice. Now, as the story goes on, Ishmael grows older, gets older, right? He gets married. Ibrahim comes to his house. He's not there. And sisters, I want y'all to hear this one. He comes to Ishmael's house. Ishmael alayhi salatu wasalam is not there. So he comes to the house, knocks on the door. The wife answers the door. He greets her. She greets him back. He said, I'm looking for my son. He said, well, he's out, trying to find us some sustenance. Right? So Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam asked her how they living. She starts to complain. Look, man, I ain't got no food in the cabinet. We ain't got no firewood. Gas cut off. Brother out. I don't know where he at. He ain't called in a long time. Right? I'm just giving it to us in our language. Because sometimes when we read the story, it'd be like, man, what they talking about? So I'm going to give it to you in our language. So Ibrahim said, okay, no problem. Tell my Ibn that I came by. Alayhi salatu wasalam. Tell him I came by. And also give him this message. To change the doormat of his threshold. You see, sisters, you are the keepers of the house, whether you like it or not. Allah Ta'ala gives you so much rahmah, so much mercy in praying in the house, taking care of the children, taking care of the house that your husband provides for you, all of that. And you know, the Holy Last Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that one of the reasons why there will be more women in hellfire than there will be men is because of their mouth and their ingratitude. And then the Prophet quantifies that by saying you can give some of them a mountain of gold on Monday, and on Tuesday they be asking what's next. Now here, Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam is going to see his son. This is before he becomes a Nabi alayhi salatu salam. So his house has to be right. This also speaks to leadership. If the leadership's house is not right, what they say in the street, happy wife, happy home, happy life, happy wife, right? So if the home is not correct, then there is no, this unfortunately, as logical as some men are, if we are married to someone, it is kind of impossible for us not to feel the emotionality weight of our wives, because we love them. We've had children with them, etc., etc. Now that's if we good men. You know, some of us, you know, we stumbling, but we coming along. So when Ishmael, we'll conclude, when Ishmael came home, his wife told him what happened, ran it down to him, and said, you know, she said it was an old, kind of crusty looking man that came and visited us. And she said, and he said, well, okay, well, did he give you any nasiha? He said, yeah, you need to change the threshold of your house. So she asked, what does that mean? He said, well, my father's basically telling me I need to get rid of you. I need to divorce you. So Ishmael alayhi salatu salam marries another sister. Same scenario happens. The Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam comes and visits. He's not home. The sister greets him. They talking. Say, well, how you living? Brothers, please move up. Say, how you living? Oh, we living good, man. Lights, man, they never been cut off. We got lamb and goat all up in this joint. You know, we living nice. Alhamdulillah. Story short, the nasiha that he gave her, tell my son that I stopped by and to keep basically what he got. Now, when Ishmael came home and described this, he said this was a nice looking old man. He was very clean. His beard was cut sharp and this, that, and the other, right? Now look at this. This shoots to the end and where I'm trying to get to. Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam approaches Ishmael and said, I had a vision. And I need to do something and I need your help. Look at this response. He says, do what your Lord has commanded you to do. Right? Now, this is, in psychology, you can almost call this three-stage development. Because you have the father sacrificing his wife and his son. Never sees his wife again. Then you have his son growing up around the people that they are enamored by his character. So Allah Ta'ala has already put good character in this youth. But how did Ibrahim start off? With good character as a youth. We downplay our children. As we said on last week, we give our children so many excuses. 70,000, it's only 70, we give them 70,000, 70 million. Look, if it is in the heart of a person to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and sacrifice for them, it will come from you. It doesn't come from old age. When we become older, we become afraid because we know the grave is waiting on us. So when Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam had to sacrifice Ishmael, he found him willing. What did Allah Ta'ala say to him? You already passed the test. I just wanted to see if you was willing. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins. Have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala strengthen us with tawfiq and yaqeen. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all, save us from the doing of our own hands, the torment of the grave, and the punishment of the fire. أقول هذا واستغفر الله وعليكم الحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. Dear beloved Muslims, we will conclude. Allah Ta'ala commands us in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهلكم نارا وقودها الناس. O you who believe, ward off from yourselves and your family, or save yourselves and your family from the fire whose fuel is men and stones. Right? Then Allah Ta'ala commands us, يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا. O you who believe, turn to Allah with sincere repentance. Turn to Allah. Dear beloved Muslims, in order for us to sacrifice anything in life, we have to make a turnaround, right? We have to change whatever we was doing to do something different. Some people believe that sacrifice is like, okay, if I gave $100 to the masjid today, you know, I sacrificed $100. I really didn't have $100, but I had a sacrifice I gave to the masjid. You just cut off all the 100 blessings that you got. Because there was a but after it, was a complaint after it. Those who have reached the level of nafs al-muta'ina, the soul that is at rest, or the soul that is content with its Lord, it is, as Allah Ta'ala describes it in the Quran, they are pleased with Allah and Allah is well pleased with them. This is a different type of attitude for us. This is a different type of sacrifice. So now, in order to establish a community, or in order to establish true brotherhood or ikhwan or sisterhood or what have you, everything is emphasized from our house. First, as our Christian brothers and sisters say, that charity starts at home. Right? So what does that mean? The establishment of deen, or the establishment of sacrifice, have to be implanted in our children from the get-go. It can't be established after you have allowed them to run wild, and then you come back and say, all right, well, it's time for you to start praying. If they done went 10 years in your house and you've never told them to make salat, you think they're going to really establish that at that time, at 10 years old? Because at that particular time, it's like, okay, why do I have to do this? Now you're getting a lot of whys. Why do I have to pray? How do you know that there's a God? Now you're going through this. Next thing you know, your child is locked up. And as quiet as it kept, everybody in here knows somebody's locked up. Either a family member or a friend. Shaitan is busy. And Shaitan comes after people, or comes after us, those of us that forget about Allah. It is just that simple. Shaitan went through this whole thing and how he approaches the believer and how he wants to get them off track. And his thing is, this is what we forget. Shaitan's thing is never for us to curse Allah or to say, or to apostate and turn around and say, no, I don't believe in Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam no more. His thing is to divert us. That's why Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, to avoid him, for surely he's an avowed enemy. But he comes to you sincerely. So even amongst us, we can be doing the works of Shaitan with our jealousy, with our envy, with our enmity between each other. Those of us that think we have a station with Allah, you know, because that's That's a euphoric type, utopia type thought. That we know what our station is with Allah. A'udhu billah. May Allah save me from that thought. Because the day that we think that we got it made is the day that we lose. Now, dear beloved Muslims, in the conclusion, in the story of Ibrahim, alayhi salatu wasalam, as we are moving closer to Eid al-Adha, the sacrifice in the story that Ibrahim made starts at the beginning when he was a youth challenging the powers that be. And if you really look at the story very closely, it is very similar to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as a youth, he was given this title of somebody being honest and trustworthy. Elohim, you asked him to do something, he was very kind. You can leave something with him, go away for 2 or 3 years and come back. Now, you know, there's one hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, somebody was going on a caravan, the man gave him a pouch and it had money in it. He came back and was still wrapped and tied the same way. I don't know. I have a hard time doing that. My point is, dear beloved brothers and sisters, my respected elders, Muslims and believers, Allah Ta'ala gives us a chance every day to sacrifice to Him. And it starts with our salah. 5 times a day. That is the least sacrifice that we can make. Because if you add the minutes up in all 5 salats, even if you make it sunnah, you may come out to a half hour, 45 minutes. That's with dhikr and everything else and dua behind it. So 45 minutes out of 24 hours, Allah Ta'ala asks us to turn ourselves, tawbatan, turn, to repent, to turn back to Him. And we complain. That's why we can't understand the sacrifice of Ibrahim and Ishmael, alayhi salatu wasalam. That's why it's just a story. It doesn't fill the heart. Because if we really be honest with ourselves, how many of us really had to sacrifice to that particular measure? And then we read the stories of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba and how the Quraysh persecuted them, you know, and whipped them and threw entrails on them and all of this, that, and the other. How many of us go through that type of persecution? The worst thing we got is ICE. Right? That's the worst thing. We got the FBI snooping around, CIA, but what? We ain't doing that. But what is our sacrifice? We can't give up women, we can't give up drugs, we can't give up making 5 salats a day, we can't give money to the masjid, so what are we sacrificing? Truly, Iman starts in the heart. Taqwa and Tawheed starts in the heart. And this is the true sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam. That's why Allah Ta'ala calls him Hanifan. He's a friend to Allah Azza wa Jalla because of the sacrifice of his heart. So may Allah Ta'ala increase our heart with Iman. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us for our shortcomings and our sins. Amen. May Allah Ta'ala increase our love for Him and our dependency on Him. Amen. May Allah Ta'ala increase our love for the Holy Last Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala strengthen the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala forgive the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala guide the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala protect the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala save the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala give victory to the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala guide us and protect us all. And may Allah Ta'ala forgive us to the point that we see no punishment in the grave and all of us can meet each other in Jannah Firdaus. Ameen. Come to Salah.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us and accept our prayers, inshallah. Brothers, make sure that your robes are straight. Sisters, make sure that you are covered properly. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تحذير وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله.
السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم, brothers.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
2 minutes of your time, real quick. I need some updates. First of all, I'm passing this box around. One of the members of our board, family members have died, and we're giving her janazah today. We need to collect another $1,200 to pay for the burial and food and everything. You can use the card machine. Anyone want to donate to that? Please donate to that. We'll pass this box around again so y'all can give to that, to the janazah. That will be at 3:30 at the funeral home, the Muslim Greater Sacramento funeral home. Secondly, we pass the box. Secondly, we submitted the plans today. They accepted the plan. We paid the initial fee, the first phase like we had on Ramadan. We're going to get the plan in 2 weeks that's assigned to our particular project. On the initial phase, everything seems cool, as he was saying. But we're going to go, the plan is going to go straight into the depth about the whole situation. From there, we deal on phase 2, which is $160,000 to get the designs and the architect and things like that, and up to at least $500 so we can break ground hopefully by January. So that's what we ask. So I need y'all to give to the masses so we can keep moving forward on this project and we can keep doing what we're supposed to do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wanted to bring that to your attention, but please donate to this burial thing and keep the masses in your du'as and your contribution so we won't have no standstills when we're trying to pay these people to get our buildings built for us.
Inshallah.
Wa
alaikum salam. Dear beloved Muslims, also we have Arabic classes on Sunday. Inshallah, we have back to basics class on tomorrow after Salatul Dhuhr. Arabic classes after Salatul Dhuhr also on Sundays. In the class on Saturday, we are going to deal with Muslim character by Imam Ghazali, inshallah ta'ala. So we ask for those of you who wants to renew and those of you who are new in the deen, please come out to the class on Saturday, inshallah ta'ala. Please, as the brother said, give to the masjid, inshallah. We do take credit cards, American Express, the gold and the black and the blue and the diamond. Whatever one y'all got in your pocket. You know, it's like that Capital One commercial, what you got in your pocket. So we take them all. Inshallah, may Allah Ta'ala forgive us all and have mercy on our souls. Takbir. Takbir. Takbir.
For tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, 5 o'clock, Salah is 5:15. Isha Adhan for tomorrow, 9:45. The Iqamah will be at 10 tomorrow for Isha, inshallah ta'ala.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Also, we have a brother here that's looking for a roommate. Or if there's any brothers that in need of a roommate, he's a very good brother. If you know somebody that is in need of a roommate, he got some money so he can pay. Inshallah, come please see me. There you go. Okay. That's it. I can't have everybody. Yeah. I knew our shot when he came back. So we're gonna be on. Yeah, I got your text. That's how it's working. You all right? I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, inshallah. I got you. Yes, sir. I remember it. Good brother. How you doing, man? You all right? Really? Family or job? My door's open. Anytime, you just want to hang out. All right, get some coffee or something. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, man, I'm here. I got you. Okay, shit. Please, what's up? No, thank you. Yeah. Let me get up, please. So they're over there taking care of it right now. Yeah, that's what we're trying to make you. I'm coming to the
I know.
Grab a bag. Grab a bag and take it. Sound like